All right, guys. So we left off with basically we got the engine assembled. I threw a couple bits on. I got my drive-by-wire throttle body on here, outsider garage adapter, idle air control block-off plate. We got our water pump on there. So basically, in this video, we're going to be prepping this engine to go into the chassis, and then as well as prepping the chassis to accept the engine. So basically we're just going to start by throwing on more hoses on this bad boy, and we'll get our clutch fan assembly on there, and yeah, so we'll start with our water pump pulley here. There you go, pop that right on there, easy peasy. And we have our brand new from Nissan. This is our clutch for our fan. Fits on there nicely. Hopefully that doesn't fall. All right. We got our nuts, lock washers. Let's get this thing screwed on there. Got our pulley on. Our clutch fan. Let's see what we can do next. Next, we're going to put on our oil filter housing bracket, so that goes down here. So there's two steels that go there, and so here's our oil filter housing. So we got new seals in here, as you can see there, 2 of them. So let's get this on there. Let's see if I can do this with you guys while holding this camera here. There are bolts. Perfect. Put that on there. Got her on there. So that all tightened up. All right, we get our water neck on here. So these actually didn't have gaskets. What you gotta do, just use some RTV and then spread it around, slap it on. All right, next we're gonna slap on our thermostat housing. So we have a 60 degrees Celsius, which is 140 degrees Fahrenheit thermostat. So same thing, you're just gonna throw RTV up on this surface here, and just slap it right on there. And then do the same for the housing for the water neck itself. So I'm gonna do that. Got all of our coolant lines on. We got 1, 2, and 3 here. And then this T off here, this usually goes to the throttle body to cool it, but since we are drive-by-wire, we do not need that. And so we got that looped back around, back into the water housing bracket here. So that's good. This will go to our heater core on the car. So that's good. Got our bracket on there. We're getting there. It's almost ready to go back in the car. I gotta run to the parts store. I'm gonna go grab some spark plugs and then to order some coil packs for it. I got some more parts at home I gotta go grab. Like the oil plug goes in there. And I might as well grab a filter while I'm out at the store. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. Yeah, we got a nice little Gretty oil pan plug. So slap that in. It's got a little magnetic end. Surprisingly, if you buy a expensive Gretty pan, they do not come with an oil plug. So I was pretty bummed about that, but that's all right. I think it was like 20 bucks on eBay. Nice little plug. Pop that in real quick. Slapping a cheap oil filter on here because basically we're gonna run some break-in oil through it, and then we're gonna change the filter again when it's time to do that. So we just got something cheap, STP. It's like $5 a filter. So while I was out at the parts store, I also picked up some spark plugs. So slap these in real quick. And I'll get back to you guys. All right, next we can slap on our motor mount brackets. So these are pretty straightforward. Something like that. So let's do that. All right, then we got some ISR motor mounts, solid poly mounts. So those just go right up in there. We'll leave those slightly loose so we can wiggle it into the subframe easier. Tighten it up when we get it in the car. Engine's ready to go in the car. The car is ready to receive the engine. We put a couple grommets in here, painted up a couple spots, patched up a couple more holes we had. Get that rag out of there. That's a good idea. But so basically, we're gonna lift the engine on the engine hoist here, pull our engine stand out, and then we can get our flywheel on. We'll put our tranny on and slap it right in. All right, so we have an XD stage 2 clutch we're gonna be putting in. just like our flywheel bolts, we're going to be throwing a little bit of thread lock on our pressure plate bolts. Alright, we're going to torque these down to 33 foot-pounds. So before you put the engine in the trans as one piece, you take off this back piece here. So I pop this open, and of course down in the bottom, there's a random spring in there. There's pieces of gear down there. I'm saying chunks of gear. See if I can get one out for you guys. It's a piece of wire of some sort. Chunk of gear. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this transmission's no good. I got this transmission used. I knew it was gonna just be a temporary piece because these SR transmissions are known to blow up, and it's definitely temporary because I'm not gonna be putting it in. So on that note, I'm pulling this trans back off, and luckily I have an extra KA trans over here. Deep in this pile of parts. Yep, over there. So I'm going to be converting that KA trans to work on the SR. Alright, so quickly I swapped the bell housing over from, let's see, this is our KA trans and this is our SR trans that was blown up possibly. So we took the bell housing off this and put it on our KA trans. Pretty straight swap. It's basically these 8 bolts around here. There's like 6 or 5 bolts inside there. Bell housing slides off. Reseal it. Pop a new one on. Or from your SR trans on your KA trans. So this is another piece. These are basically disposable. It's going to blow up until we put either a CD09 or a Z32 trans in it, which we haven't decided what route we're gonna go yet. So we're gonna slap this in for now, and it should hold up at least for the first dyno pull and drift days. So all right, so we'll slap this on our engine and slap that bad boy in. That's definitely gonna be a weak point, so it is what it is. All right, let's try this again. All right, we're gonna get the engine in the car. Let's see how this goes. Well, engine is officially in the car for the first time. I gotta put some nuts on the motor mounts and then secure that tranny mount, and then we can lift this thing up, see what it looks like in there. But I think so far so good. It's pretty sweet. All right, guys. So we got our tranny mounted, we got our engine in, our bolts tightened. It's a pretty big step here. So our shifter looks good. She shifts good, nice and smooth. I think that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.